Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 89 of the Sim Racing Show. And this week, Project Motor Racing say they've taken another step forward with a new update, but somehow managed to leave a chunk of the player base behind at the same time. Something's not lining up. We'll get into it. Meanwhile, Assetto Corsa EVO adds a car icon that some fans have been begging for. Japanese Driftmaster went into fight with Forza Horizon 6. There's a new banger sim, and there are some quiet but important updates from AMS2 and also Rennsport. Let's get into it, because Project Motor Racing kicked off 2026 with a big patch, but console players have basically been left on hold. So version 1.5.0.5 is out. PC players have it, but PS5 and Xbox got hit with nasty FPS issues. So the developers had to roll consoles back as an emergency to 1.5.0.4 while they investigate it. And the rollback is the right call, obviously, but the statement is weak. Console players have been given zero details, zero timeline. It doesn't inspire confidence. It feels like you're sat in the waiting room while PC carries on. So what are the PC players getting? Well, they're getting performance increases, VSync handling, frame rate limiter now goes up to 180 FPS, AMD FSR SDK has been added, the radar system they say has been made smoother, more accurate, better proximity, less janky, track limits and penalties, apparently off tracks now only trigger when all four wheels are actually off the drivable surface. Collisions as well, both the behaviour and the sound. I mean, all of this feedback I've been saying since day one, literally since the first time I had a crash in Project Motor Racing pre-release. I was like, they have to change that sound. Plus the AI contact they say should be improved. LMDH AI were doing too much sliding and brake locking, that's been addressed. So on paper it all sounds great, but surely these things should have been in there at launch. It's really suspicious how a radar appeared out of nowhere. Like, who was advising them? Who was letting them know that it was okay not to have a radar? The track limits were fine. Absolutely insane. But on console, you're just watching all that stuff now because they had to roll back that patch for you. So it's absolutely insane. Let me know what is going on with Project Motor Racing. Should I even still be talking about this game? Should I still be reviewing this game? Let me know where it sits in the pantheon of sim racing right now. Now, another hyped game, Assetto Corsa EVO, on a bit of a roll right now with the hype, to be fair, because straight after the free roam trailer, and plenty of hype there, they've confirmed the next car for the version 0.5 update. It's the one drifters have been screaming for, the Toyota AE86, kind of a legendary car. This is EVO's third Toyota at this point, which is interesting because it feels like Kunos are deliberately building out that kind of like street drift tuning side of the sim, so not just race cars and GT cars. And obviously the reason the AE86 matters is simple. It's light, it's rear wheel drive, it loves going sideways. It's one of those cars that's more famous in drifting than it ever really was for anything else. Kunos says it's also going to be available in multiple versions, which is a key detail. Because if they did it like the Supra in the last update, we could be getting everything from like a road spec to a properly modified drift spec. Now, we don't know the release date for 0.5, we don't know what else is coming, but here's an interesting distinction. Gran Turismo 7 gets laughed at for adding these sort of roadish cars, right? And that's because Gran Turismo 7 doesn't have a free roam area or a real kind of drift space for you to mess around in. Whereas Assetto Corsa EVO with the free roam is actually going to bring an environment to drive these cars. It's what I've been saying for years Gran Turismo 7 should do. So that's an interesting distinction between Assetto Corsa EVO and GT7 if EVO can get it right. Right, next we're going to speak about a new banging sim, JDM fight going on and more. Before that, a big shout out to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the Sim Racing Show. So if you're picking up Assetto Corsa Rally, if you're picking up Project Motor Racing even, Le Mans Ultimate, Assetto Corsa EVO, or any other racing title, check my affiliate link in the description. The prices continue to be crazy. Assetto Corsa Rally, 34% off $19. Le Mans Ultimate, 45% off $22. EVO, $36 off $25. And even Project Motor Racing, I think, is about $34. Probably, I think, still probably too expensive at the moment. But go grab yourself a deal. Use my link. It helps the channel. Big thanks to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. So the social team at JDM, Japanese Driftmaster, were left licking their wounds after posting on socials, who needs Forza when you already have Japanese Driftmaster, in attempt to kind of like piggyback on the hype surrounding Forza Horizon 6 apparent release date leak. And yeah, the internet did what the internet does, because you don't pick a fight with Horizon when it's the gold standard for polished open world driving games if you can't really bring that fight. So the negative replies came thick and fast, pointing out JDM's shortcomings in comparison to Horizon. And I get what JDM meant. They were trying to be a bit cheeky, like, you know, because Horizon is coming into Japanese car culture. It's like, you know, JDM is is Japanese, so I see what they're doing. The sentiment was there, but I think it got a bit lost in translation. It shows how easy it is for there to be a firestorm in today's social media environment. I should know, I've caused a few. So let me know, are you actually going to get Japanese Drift Master or Forza Horizon 6? Or are you just going to get both? Now, a real champion here for indie racing games, Super Woden Rally Edge, dropped last week, and people are saying it's an absolute banger. It's made by a solo dev. The vibe is basically top-down rally racing, loads of iconic rally cars, and you're tearing through different surfaces and conditions. It's like one of those classic arcade off-road games, but with more care put into how it actually feels. So people are saying it's accessible, authentic, fun, and let me know if you've tried it, because it feels like one of those games that's going to quietly build a cult following. Right, AMS2 has quietly had a pretty important little update, especially if you're into oval racing, because Riser have been patching up the stock car content they dropped just before Christmas, and the big win here is the AI on ovals has been improved. So instead of the computer cars doing weird, unrealistic stuff where you're just trying to run clean laps yourself, they should now behave more like proper opponents, more consistent, more believable, more of an actual fight when you're going around in circles. They've also tweaked the multiclass logic too, so blue flag should work a lot better. So if AMS2 has been on your I'll come back when the AI isn't doing nonsense list, this is one of those patches that actually moves the needle. Let me know if you've actually noticed a difference on track though, because AI improvements are the thing that companies kind of say in a press release, but it depends on what we actually experience from all different races, right? So let me know what you're finding there. Now, hardware news. We come all this way without hardware, which is very rare for the sim racing show. So Heusinkveld, everyone knows them for pedals, shifters, handbrakes, but they've been branching out into wheels as well. You've seen my stuff on the Heusinkveld 1 with the 2 joysticks in the sim racing show before. By the way, if you're new here or you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now and share this sim racing show with your mates. They won't regret it. At Sim Formula Europe, Heusinkveld showed something that's got the community talking again. It's a new button box concept called the Display Dash. So it's a button box with a screen built in, plus a bunch of buttons and rotary switches designed to be like a one multi-purpose hub, so like the one that you can use across different cars and sims. So instead of buying a separate dash, a separate button box, and then trying to make it all play nice, you just get this. Pricing wise, nothing's been finally confirmed yet, but it's expected to land about €300 and it's meant to release later this year. So the real question is, if this comes out at roughly €300 and it works properly, is that just a take my money accessory, or is it still too expensive for what is basically extra buttons and a display? Interesting, when I went to Las Vegas for the Assetto Corsa, having a separate Xenon Edge screen and also their Stream Deck, so they haven't done a big combination there. Now, in a surprise move, Rennsport unveiled a new track last week. However, those hoping for a classic European venue or Formula 1 track will be left disappointed, as it's a semi-fictional Kuala Lumpur street circuit showcased. And the track is also a mod conversion made by the same team as Rennsport's existing Orchard Road circuit. So although Malaysia's capital looks really good in it, Rennsport does need some killer content to reshape the narrative after a rough release period. So tell me what you think. What do you think Rennsport needs right now to come back and kind of like get growing in the sim racing space? For me, I feel like they need to showcase great racing, because I think there is great racing in Rennsport, but there's too many things in the way, there's too many distractions. I think they need to showcase great racing, and then people might be like, at a certain price point, yeah, I fancy a bit of that, new cars, new tracks, I'll jump in. But you let me know what you think, and I'll see you in next week's sim racing show.